Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us at the state capitol today. We are here once again to implore Governor Brown to reverse a grant of parole in one of the most heinous homicides in Stanislaus County. In fact, a double homicide dating back 39 years. With me here today is Sandy Ranzo Howell, Mark Ranzo, Maureen Ranzo, Michael Naranjo, and Colleen Ursini, along, of course, with Senator Kathleen Galgiani. I'm Birgit Flatiger, the District Attorney of Stanislaus County, here on behalf of the citizens of my county to again implore the governor that it's time to reverse this parole grant of Jeffrey Maria, who in 3 years has been granted parole 3 times. The governor has twice before reversed the parole grant, and so we are asking him to do so again. Jeffrey Maria's crime partners included Marty Spears, who was also granted parole a year ago. The governor reversed that parole, and just this summer, Spears was up for parole yet again, and he fortunately was denied parole for a period of 5 years. Ronald Anderson, another co-defendant, had previously been granted parole. The governor, we're happy to say, reversed that parole grant, and Anderson is up again for another hearing next year. The 4th defendant, to date, has not been granted parole. If he is granted parole, we will be right back here for the same purpose. I'm going to turn this over at this point to Sandy Ranzo Howell to express her views and share her thoughts with the governor.
Thank you, District Attorney Birgit Flatiger, and to Senator Galgiani for supporting our family at these. When the criminals have been granted parole, and we're asking the governor to reverse this. And with my family and friends, my nephew who stands behind me was 10 years old at the time that his mom and dad were murdered and his mom raped. And we have gone to almost 26 parole hearings, which is almost absurd. So we want the governor to stop this insanity. That to release one prisoner just puts more people in the community lives at risk. So saving one life does not mean we should actually risk more lives, that more people would have to go through this on a painful, terrible journey, that every time we go to a parole hearing, we have to hear the tremendously horrific details of a crime that should have never been committed. So I really want the governor to reverse the parole board's decision on Jeffrey Maria so that we don't have to continue to go through this to protect the community. Thank you.
I would like to once again emphasize that the family has now been through 26 different parole hearings. 26 parole hearings for one family. Something is definitely wrong with our system when a family would have to go through that kind of victimization all over again to ensure that the individuals who are responsible for this heinous crime are not released among us. It was only last February of 2017, about 18 months ago, that we were standing in the Capitol asking Governor Brown to reverse the decision by the parole authority granting parole of convicted murderers Jeffrey Allen Maria and Marty Spears. Today we're at it again, standing firm and once again asking this time for the reversal of parole for Jeffrey Allen Maria, the most brutal murderer of all of the group. It's still perplexing how parole can even be considered for someone who's committed such a heinous crime. Jeffrey Allen Maria and his accomplices deliberately preyed upon Phil and Kathy Ranzo. It's certainly heartbreaking to go over the details of the ordeal that the Ranzos were put through at the hands of Jeffrey Allen Maria. I have to ask myself, how many times will the Ranzo family have to go through this experience again and relive the retelling of the loss of their loved ones? So I'm not going to focus on those details today, but I will remind those of you who are listening that the Ranzos were helping. They were attempting to help this group who showed up at their doorstep saying that they had run out of gas and that they needed to use a telephone. So the Ranzo family, they were trying to be good Samaritans, and they ended up brutally murdered. Needless to say, I find it unbelievable that any human being could inflict the type of brutality that Jeffrey Allen Maria inflicted upon the Ranzos. And that makes Jeffrey Allen Maria an unfit human being for any consideration of parole, and certainly a danger to any community if ever released. Governor Brown made the right choice to deny parole back in 2017. We are unfortunately here once again to ask him to do the same thing. Governor Brown, we have a simple message. Please, we are pleading with you that you revoke the parole for Jeffrey Allen Maria to not only help secure justice for the Ranzo family, but also to protect our community and any other community within California from a murder from walking and living among us. Thank you.
If there are no questions, again, thank you very much for being here. We really appreciate the opportunity to make our thoughts known and again implore Governor Brown to reverse parole for Jeffrey Maria. Thank you.